Cal Newport, Slow Productivity offers a radical rethinking of what it means to be productive in the modern world. He argues that the widespread belief equating busyness with productivity is outdated, a dated relic from the Industrial Revolution, ill-suited for today's knowledge-based economy. In Newport's view, visible activity is no longer a reliable indicator of meaningful output. Instead, he proposes a new model of productivity, one grounded in intentionality, deep focus, and sustainable effort. Newport, a computer science professor at Georgetown University and founding member of the Center for Digital Ethics, is also the acclaimed author of Deep Work, Digital Minimalism, and A World Without Email. His work challenges modern conventions surrounding technology and work, consistently advocating for intentional, focused engagement. Through his writing, podcast, and research, Newport has become a leading voice in the conversation about how we work and why we must change. In this summary, we'll explore Newport's critique of traditional productivity, his vision of slow productivity, and the 3 core principles behind it. We'll also provide practical strategies for implementing these ideas, drawing on insights from other experts like Stephen Covey, David Allen, and Laura Vanderkam. The problem: productivity is broken. According to Newport, the dominant cultural understanding of productivity is rooted in outdated ideas. The Industrial Revolution emphasized measurable output, how many goods someone could produce. Today, in the realm of knowledge work, where the product is ideas, strategies, and decisions, these metrics no longer apply. Yet, companies still rely on visible busyness as a proxy for effectiveness, constant emails, back-to-back meetings, and packed calendars. This model, which Newport terms pseudo-productivity, mistakes motion for progress. It creates a toxic work culture where appearing busy is more important than achieving meaningful outcomes. Worse, it can lead to chronic burnout, shallow work, and dissatisfaction. Sociologist Thorstein Veblen once noted that the elite used to measure status by leisure time. Today, especially in the U.S., overwork has become a status symbol. Long hours are a badge of honor. Research shows that wealthier Americans work longer hours, not fewer, reinforcing the cultural link between overwork and prestige. But knowledge work requires a different approach. As Peter Drucker predicted in 1959, the rise of the knowledge worker would demand new ways to measure productivity, not by quantity, but by value. Newport argues that it's time we caught up with this reality. The solution: slow productivity. Newport proposes slow productivity as an antidote to pseudo-productivity. This model is based on 3 key principles. 1. Do less. 2. Work at a natural pace. 3. Do your best work. Instead of trying to squeeze more tasks into each day, Newport encouraged professionals to take on fewer, more meaningful projects and focus deeply on them. He draws inspiration from historical examples like Charles Darwin, who took over 20 years to develop and publish on The Origin of Species. The result wasn't fast, but it was groundbreaking. This ethos also aligns with wisdom from productivity classics. Stephen Covey emphasizes prioritization and renewal. David Allen advocates for clarity and focus through task management. And Laura Vanderkam reminds us that we have more time than we think, we just need to use it better. Principle 1. Do less to produce great work. You must first reduce the number of things you're trying to do. Newport argues that by narrowing your focus, you free up mental and emotional bandwidth to go deeper into the work that matters. How to apply it: choose fewer big projects. Take on fewer high-impact goals. Like mathematician Andrew Wiles, who dedicated years to solving Fermat's last theorem, long-term focus pays off. Establish selection criteria. Use filters like alignment with personal values, feasibility, and long-term benefit when deciding what to commit to. Similar to restaurateur Danny Meyer's method for evaluating new ventures. Say no gracefully. Greg McKeown teaches that saying no isn't selfish, it's strategic. Use polite, firm language to decline tasks that don't align with your priorities. Streamline small tasks. Automate routine duties, delegate where possible, and avoid letting trivial work dilute your focus. Use tools and methods like the Eisenhower matrix or an active list and holding tank system to manage tasks more effectively. Principle 2. Work at your natural pace. Modern work often demands speed, multitasking, and continuous availability. But Newport reminds us that creativity and depth thrive in calmer, less rushed conditions. Instead of forcing yourself into a rigid schedule, embrace a rhythm that respects your energy levels and cognitive limits. Strategies for implementation. Limit your daily tasks. Focus on the top 5 priorities rather than an overwhelming list. Give yourself more time than you think you need. Pad your schedule so that you can think deeply and revise without stress. Honor seasonal rhythms. Plan lighter workloads during slower seasons to allow for reflection and renewal, an idea echoed by Catherine May in Wintering. Create a personalized workspace. Make your environment conducive to focus and inspiration. Whether minimal or stimulating, it should support your flow. Build rituals. Small habits like lighting a candle before deep work or using a shutdown ritual at day's end can train your brain to enter and exit focus states more effectively. Principle 3. Do your best work. When you do less and slow down, you make room to pursue excellence. Newport encouraged professionals to shift their aim from finishing quickly to producing something remarkable. How to embrace this principle? Prioritize craftsmanship. Study fields where mastery matters like woodworking, violin making, or fine writing, and adopt their mindset of patience, persistence, and pride in one's output. Block uninterrupted time. Deep, focused work is the birthplace of excellence. Schedule dedicated sessions free from meetings and distractions to enter a flow state, a concept explored by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Adjust your financial goals. If possible, shift your income model to support fewer, higher quality projects over quick, low-return ones. This might require an emergency fund or lifestyle adjustments, as financial educator Tori Dunlap recommends. Set public deadlines. Announce your commitments to create accountability, but keep deadlines realistic to avoid unnecessary stress. Seek and use feedback. Engage with people who hold high standards and offer constructive criticism. Exercises. Practice slow productivity. To integrate these principles, Newport suggests self-assessments and goal setting. Reflect on your week. What tasks did you complete, and which ones created lasting value? How would you rate your productivity based on meaningful output? What would you do differently if you had followed Newport's model? Set goals around slow productivity. Which of the 3 principles do you need to improve most? Doing less, working at your own pace, or producing better work? What's a clear, challenging, and realistic goal tied to that principle? What steps will you take, and what's your timeline for achieving it? Where Newport's ideas align with other thinkers and critics. Cal Newport's philosophy of slow productivity does not stand in isolation. Rather, it echoes and builds upon a rich lineage of thinkers who have challenged the cult of busyness and the industrial obsession with speed and volume. Stephen Covey, in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, laid foundational groundwork by insisting that effectiveness must come before efficiency. Covey argued that unless we focus on what truly matters, our quadrant 2 activities, which are important but not urgent, we will be forever caught in a reactive, overloaded life. Newport simply reimagines this principle for the digital and knowledge economy era. David Allen's Getting Things Done also shares deep synergy with Newport's approach. While Allen focuses on systems and clarity, he similarly acknowledges that mental clutter is the enemy of deep work. Newport, however, sharpens this by encouraging people not just to process their tasks effectively, but to reduce the number of tasks altogether, a more minimalist approach to Allen's organizational structure. From a psychological perspective, Csikszentmihalyi's concept of flow complements Newport's principle of working at a natural pace. Csikszentmihalyi observed that optimal experience arises from deep immersion, something that cannot occur under the constant interruption and task switching of pseudo-productivity. Newport draws from this insight by encouraging professionals to create environments and rhythms that enable flow states more frequently and sustainably. In Essentialism, Greg McKeown delivers a starkly similar message: less but better. His entire framework revolves around the disciplined pursuit of less, which mirrors Newport's idea that quality rises when quantity is reduced. McKeown offers a sharper lens on decision-making, how to say no, how to discern priority, whereas Newport emphasizes work pace and rhythm. But the heart of both philosophies lies in strategic subtraction. Lara Vanderkam, in 168 Hours and Off the Clock, presents empirical validation for Newport's message. Her time-tracking data suggests that people feel more fulfilled and productive when they work intentionally and with fewer, more meaningful tasks, even if they work fewer hours overall. She also reinforces the importance of designing a week that respects energy flows and natural rhythms, a clear echo of Newport's work at your own pace. Finally, critics of hustle culture like Oliver Burkeman, author of 4,000 Weeks, argue that the constant pursuit of more is a form of escapism, an attempt to outrun mortality and meaninglessness. Together, these thinkers form a compelling chorus. Each, in their own way, supports Newport's claim that we need a redefinition of productivity, one that values intentional focus over frantic output, depth over speed, and sustainable excellence over performative effort. Newport's contribution lies in bringing these threads together into a practical framework for modern knowledge workers, those most vulnerable to burnout, distraction, and the invisible tyranny of busyness. Key takeaways to apply in your daily life and work: busyness is not productivity. The modern workplace often mistakes activity for achievement. Constant emails, meetings, and packed calendars create the illusion of progress, but often lead to burnout and shallow results. Newport challenges this mindset, arguing that visible effort does not equate to meaningful work. Productivity must evolve for knowledge work. The metrics of the industrial era, output, speed, visible motion, don't apply in a world dominated by ideas and strategy. Knowledge work demands a new productivity model rooted in focus, creativity, and value creation. Do less to accomplish more. Focus your time and energy on fewer, high-impact projects. Saying no is not a sign of weakness, it's a strategy. Doing less enables you to go deeper and produce more meaningful results, both personally and professionally. Respect your natural pace. Productivity doesn't have to be rushed. Working in alignment with your personal rhythms, taking breaks, honoring seasonal slowdowns, and avoiding overcommitment leads to higher quality output and protects your mental health. Prioritize quality over quantity. Doing your best work requires time, space, and intention. Like master craftsmen, knowledge workers should approach their tasks with patience and care, aiming not just to finish, but to excel. Slow is not lazy, it's sustainable. Newport model offers a long-term path to success that avoids the traps of burnout and constant overwhelm. It helps create a work life built around clarity, excellence, and enduring impact rather than exhaustion. You can apply these principles in any work setting. Whether you're a freelancer or an employee in a structured organization, slow productivity can work for you. With smart boundaries, thoughtful communication, and effective prioritization, you can integrate these ideas without sacrificing ambition. Deep focus is your competitive advantage in an age of distraction. The ability to concentrate deeply is rare and therefore valuable. Building your day around focus, not frantic multitasking, can significantly increase your professional impact. Let your goals reflect your values, not social expectations. Instead of chasing busyness or external validation, define success on your own terms. Whether it's creative fulfillment, work-life balance, or long-term excellence, slow productivity invites you to work in a way that reflects what matters most to you. Sustainable productivity requires financial and emotional foundations. Slowing down often means rethinking your financial goals and lifestyle. Building an emergency fund or aligning your income with your values gives you the freedom to prioritize excellence over urgency. Slow productivity isn't about slacking off, it's about redefining productivity itself. By doing fewer things, working at a sustainable rhythm, and committing to excellence, you can escape the hamster wheel of modern business. In return, you'll gain clarity, fulfillment, and truly impactful results. As Newport shows us, the future of work is not about doing more, but about doing better and doing it with purpose. Now, here is the question. Do you know the difference between busyness and productivity?